Right, so just over a year ago, I started doing commentary videos on YouTube, and my first ever video was on a program called Airline. It was a show that was on TV here in the UK a few decades ago, and it followed easyjet's front desk as they were starting up across the country. The show had some great moments, but my personal favourites were the times that entitled passengers would show up too late to check in and proceed to have a very public freakout after being told that they wouldn't be allowed to board.
It's been the worst day of my life.
I need to phone passport.
Now, the original programme featured a lot of different storylines from inside the terminal. So in a 30-minute episode, you'd only ever really get 2 or 3 minutes of freakouts, and some episodes would have no freakouts at all. So I decided to compile some of the funniest freakouts into one video. I started adding commentary so that I could summarise all the boring bits in the lead up and get straight into the freakouts. This also meant that I could slip in the occasional joke, movie reference and pop culture TV quote.
Please, I'm begging you, I'll get on my knees in front of the camera.
Oh, kinky! No.
I've always done videos alongside it, but every single time I upload an Airline Freakouts, people ask for more, so it ended up turning into a bit of a series. And it wasn't long before people started getting invested in it. Airline staff like Leo Jones and Jane Bolton became fan favourites, iconic lines from the show were immortalised, and some people even started to show an interest in the channel outside of Airline Freakouts. Because I only ever did voiceover content, people started messaging me on Instagram and Twitter asking me what I look like. I didn't actually have a camera at the time, so I promised in my 50k Q&A that if I ever hit 100,000 subscribers, I'd show my face on the channel. Some people were so curious to find out what I looked like that the second the 100k face reveal became a thing, they actually started helping me grow. I started getting notifications that Sub to Arthur TV was written in people's Instagram bios, Twitter bios, stories, timelines. It was honestly quite a strange time for me, but it was really good fun. Well, fast forward a few months and I was at Summer in the City in London when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I ended up posting a picture of what I looked like on Instagram and had a little meet and greet at the event, but I'd never planned the 100k special, so up until now, my face hasn't actually appeared on my channel. Well, that is until today. Today, I've decided to start a new era on the Arthur TV channel. Over the last few weeks, I've been spending my life savings on lights, cameras and skincare products to get this thing started. I am, however, acutely aware of the fact that getting used to being on camera is going to take some time. So to avoid the cringe awkwardness of being sat alone in my room telling jokes to a camera, I thought I'd get someone else involved to steal the limelight. And who better to do that than the star of my most watched series? So after a year of freakouts and months after hitting 100,000 subscribers, I'm finally showing my face on camera. For today's video, I thought we'd have a look back at some of the greatest freakouts ever to grace the show. And who better to do it here with me than Saint Leo himself? Look who's here.
Hi everyone.
This actually isn't the first time I've seen you since the podcast, is it?
Nope.
So actually, funnily enough, in summer, I was getting on an easyjet flight and I put it on my Instagram story and you swiped up to it, didn't you, saying, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to Menorca. And you were like, no way, I'm in Menorca as well.
Yeah, so it was a complete coincidence. Like, one of the places I always go on holiday every year to is Menorca. And by complete coincidence, I was there and then saw on Arthur's Instagram he was going to be there as well. But out of all of the odds, out of all of the places, we were in the same resort and Arthur was then in the hotel next door to me.
Yeah, of all the places to be. He was like, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to be staying at a little place at the end of this beach.
Yeah.
And Leo was like, no way, I have an apartment right next to that hotel.
Madness.
And I put it on my story, you know, and so many people were swiping up going, no way is this by chance. Like, of all the places in the world, you've stalked Leo and followed him there, or like you figured out where he's going for content. And we just had a beer by the beach, didn't we? It was
a couple of beers.
Yeah. So for the first video, we're going to look at one of the absolute classics, the guy with the hat, the why not guy.
At Luton, passenger patience is running out fast, and the news isn't getting any better.
We've just been told that the Barcelona flight's just been cancelled now as well. And these guys have been waiting here since about 1 in the afternoon. It's now 9 o'clock. This has got to be the worst day that I've ever had here. Crazy.
Before we start, I have to ask you a question. What are your thoughts on this hairstyle?
Right, so I think probably 15 years ago, this might have been fashionable, but when I look back at this now,
Yeah.
it makes me cringe. I mean, what were these highlights all
It's
about,
shocking.
man?
It's
Look
shocking,
at it.
I can't lie.
It's that shocking.
It's funny, but it's shocking.
It's cringing.
You can definitely tell that the video's outdated just from that hairstyle. It looks something out of a boy band.
It does look awful.
Okay, passengers travelling to Barcelona, there are no more seats until the 1st of January. That is horrible.
What was it like at the time, seeing all these people waiting for their flight and having to tell them that their New Year's Eve plans are probably going to be cancelled because of a flight?
It's hard, right? Because you get it, right? You want to be at home, you want to go to where you're going to, you've got people to see, you've got presents to give for Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
So, you know, you go, this is going to be difficult. So you can empathise with them. And then that bit goes and you kind of got the adrenaline going as to, you know, what is their reaction going to be? Are they going to be understanding? Are they going to be irate?
Yeah.
Do they want to kill you? So all
Sounded
these
like
kind
it.
of thoughts go
It's just
through your head.
started beeping the second you said
Yeah.
that the flight was cancelled, didn't it? So I bet you were like, oh, fuck my life.
Oh, God, shit, here we go.
We don't care. We have to be in Barcelona.
Can you let me know whether you'll be refunding the transfers, the other end, and the hotel?
I can't
We're
say
only
that.
going for
I
one.
can't.
You say that.
Because I don't have that information
Well,
to
get it.
give. We don't have that information
What do you
to
mean you
give.
don't have it? Someone's got it.
No, there's a complaint procedure in place.
I'll
What we're
send the complaint
recommending,
procedure, mate. We want to get to Barcelona tonight.
what we're recommending is you keep your receipts and write in. That's the complaint
Keep
procedure.
your seat and write into who?
To our customer support
Stelios,
unit.
that print.
To our customer
That
support
print,
unit.
Stelios.
Okay.
You've cut that plane out deliberately.
I'm taking another airport.
I've checked Gatwick and Stansted and now all
Well,
his
get me. No
destinations
good
are
to me. I
full.
ain't got the money to get there.
There's children around. Can you just
Yeah, I'm
please tone
sorry.
the
Well, I ain't
language?
got the money to get there, mate.
Okay, you need to tone the language down.
Okay, well, where you can get me at Barcelona before tomorrow?
I can't.
Why not?
Because there are no more services.
not?
There's no seats.
Why not?
There's no seats.
Why not?
There's no more seats.
Why not?
Good luck.
It's not an answer.
There aren't.
It's not
Sorry.
good enough, mate.
I can never understand how people can freak out like that in front of people. I'd
Yeah.
be mortified. And some people are just completely happy.
Yeah. And sometimes I look back now at stuff like this and I think I was patient. Now I don't know, put in the same situation,
Yeah.
if I'd be as patient.
What do you think kept you so patient at the time?
I just don't know. I remember with this particular goal, I kept thinking about, was he look like Frank Butcher? Just keep thinking about that, and it won't like angry you. But now looking back, I think, you know, people used to say to me, "How did you do it? Why didn't you punch him?"
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
When I did the Q&A with you, that was literally 90% of the questions
Yeah.
of people going, how did he remain
Yeah.
so calm? I think quite a lot of people were going, ask Leo what the sleeping tablets he used. Because you remember, there was one episode, and I can't remember which
Yeah.
one it was, and it said that Leo had been using some calming tablets.
Yeah,
I think you had come on
I
and
did.
said,
So I did when I used to take calms tablets if we had a big event coming to try and chill out for a bit.
really?
Yeah.
God, I bet that helped with these passengers then, didn't it?
What do I do now?
My hands are tied.
No, they're not
There's
tied, mate.
nothing-
I've got to sleep tonight.
There's nothing else
No,
that
I've
I
got
can
to
do
sleep.
for you.
I've got to sleep, mate.
Okay.
Okay, what you got to do
I
about
can't
it?
do anything here
Why
for
not?
you because I've got nothing that I can do.
Well, what's the point of you bleeding coming down then?
Okay. Oh, like it's
You are a waste of time.
Oh God, they just don't go away as well, do they?
No.
Like, it's so obvious. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You're not the person who cancelled the flight. Like,
Yeah.
you're delivering the information.
Absolutely.
And they chuck all the abuse at you.
Yeah.
And sometimes EasyJet do mess up, and it is their fault. But here, when it's like the weather's bad, we genuinely can't fly you for safety reasons. Like,
Yeah.
what would they rather do?
Yeah.
Like, get on the plane and potentially
Absolutely.
die? Like, what
Yeah.
do they actually want you
me
to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Like-
obviously not your fault. It's
I
so
think
strange.
this particular incident, I think there was really bad weather, lots of snow, and you know when that's happening and the airfield's covered in snow,
Yeah.
you can't. It's not safe.
So this is actually at the start of the episode that we just showed. I kind of used to have a bit of a teaser. I'd throw in like a bit of a big freak out right at the start, and then get back to playing the video. And this was at the start of episode 2, and this is probably one of the wildest freakouts, like a short freakout, but one of the wildest ones on the series. When I was just saying then about how I don't understand how people can embarrass themselves in public and be that loud. This is probably one of the craziest ones.
I can't remember this one, so this is going to be interesting to
No?
watch.
Ah, okay, right, here we go.
What should I do?
We're going to get your bag up from the aircraft.
And what should I do? Where am I
We
going?
won't be accepting you. You can't throw things at people. When we're
I don't
telling you.
throw it. I'm in a hurry.
No, you threw it. We can't accept you with that carry
I
on.
can't believe this.
Definitely not.
Really, that's not possible. That's not possible.
No, I can't. We tried. We've explained.
so bad. She's walking into crowds of people. I mean, she's walking into crowds of people screaming her head off like...
Imagine being married to them.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that would be an absolute nightmare.
They used to throw themselves on the floor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, is that how she's naturally reacting? Is she doing that to make you feel bad for her to get on the plane?
No. I think that's just her personality. And
I can't fathom it.
you can't behave like that. You can't throw things at people.
Imagine going on your first romantic holiday with like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, and that's how they react to your flight being delayed. You'd be devastated, wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh God, I'm in a relationship with an absolute freak.
And I think she was travelling on her own. I can probably understand why.
Yeah, probably not a surprise, is it? Jesus. So this guy is famous for his classic line, "There is no unfortunate, you are unfortunate."
We are going to be on that flight. I warn you, we are going to be on that flight because we were told by your own people that we were okay. So you take responsibility and you get us on the flight.
Unfortunately,
there is no unfortunate. You are unfortunate because you are going to have to bother to get us on the flight. That is your problem. We don't have a problem. You have a problem.
In Luton, it's time for the Amsterdam passengers to take action. They're going to try to get on their flight by barging past security.
No, we don't have it, but the flight is delayed. Sorry, the flight is delayed.
But they don't get very far. A wall of security guards blocks their path, and no amount of arguing will get them through.
We will be arrested.
With no way past the guards, the plan to storm through to departures has come to an abrupt end.
And just barging through security.
I think this is the thing that surprises people more than anything else, and definitely shows the age of the clips, is that he just manages to barge through security and get halfway through the airport, whereas this was pre-9/11 security, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was a lot easier back in these days, but... I mean, what would happen if someone tried that nowadays?
They would be arrested without doubt.
Yeah, probably dump tackled to the floor, guns pointed at them.
But people did used to think just barge through security if somebody else tells me no one would try. I mean, we used to have passengers that used to cut through the alarm on the gate even when the aircraft was on taxi.
No
and
way.
say that's my aircraft.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What does he think is going to happen as well? Like, he's going to barge through security and the pilot's not going to know and it's going to take off and everything's going to be fine. Obviously, he's going to get rung up and it's not going to work.
He will get caught somewhere along this.
Exactly. You're not going to make it all the way to your country of choice.
I'm going to be the captain now.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
So this is a freak out I've been meaning to ask you about for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because I often sing your praises, but this time I had to call you out for something you said. Do you remember what you said? Have you seen this episode that I laughed at?
So I can't something like pissed Polish passenger or something.
Yeah, so there is a pissed...
I don't know what did I say.
A pissed Polish passenger.
Yeah.
No, you said... Actually, I'll get it up for you now.
Am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to lose my St. Leo?
No, don't worry. This isn't something that isn't PC. You're going to lose your St. Leo. No, it's nothing. It's nothing controversial. It's just the.
I was a little bit naughty sometimes. So I wasn't good all of the time.
It wasn't anything like that. This was just a phrase that I don't think anyone's ever said before.
Yeah.
So wait, I'll play it for you now.
Pickled Polish passenger. I can't remember what I said.
Hello.
Can't watch all
Going
this.
to Poland. Do you know you've been to the toilet down there?
I can't watch this.
You've been to the wee.
Oh,
that's it.
No, it's so wrong.
You've been to the wee.
This is cringy. Oh.
What was going through your mind when you said you've been to the wee?
Well, he did, and everyone was complaining, and you could see it all around him. And it kind of, I remember that I knew that the cameras were there, and I thought, I can't say anything like, if you like,
pissed
up the wall or something, because you've had too much to drink. So I said wee, thinking that would be all right.
So you said you went with you've been to the wee.
Oh, this is cringy after.
I'm not surprised. About half the comments on this video are going, why the hell did he say you've been to the wee?
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck. Oh, my.
Mr. Edjudias is travelling home to Zurich and he's carrying with him a rare viola.
This is an instrument worth 150,000 pounds.
Yes.
and it could no way survive the hold.
Now, safety is my #1 priority.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that we need to tag it. No.
This is absolutely irreplaceable. Look at it, please, sir.
Okay, 1 second.
I must say, I've never had this problem. If I ever have this problem with you, I will not fly easyjet again, and will make it public.
Okay, what I'm explaining to you.
I want to show it to you. No, I want to show what
Okay,
you're
that's
doing.
fine. You're quite welcome.
I love the little look he gives the camera here before he flexes the viola on us.
Okay, this is an instrument.
Yeah.
200 years old, one of its kind.
Okay. Not the usual digit for denoting the number 1, but he's minted, so I'll let it slide.
Mentioned in a dictionary 100 years ago.
I love how he just starts flexing the violin.
It should be me holding that bloody violin all the time. Tell me a story.
Exactly. As someone starts explaining why they're late, just playing the world's smallest violin.
That should be mine.
You're still not getting on this flight though. These facts are so irrelevant. We get it, mate. This 150-gram viola has a richer history than my entire bloodline. If you want to keep it warm on the flight, feel free to shove it up your ass. So someone actually asked me to put this clip in back in episode 7. Someone I'm friends with on Twitter. They're kind of like a fan of all the English commentary YouTubers. Sometimes I'm grouped into that, kind of like Will, memeulous, Alex, Stephen, people like that. And I put this clip in, and for the longest time, people thought this was me and my friend.
No way.
People always
Before
comment.
the face reveal.
Exactly. So I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be revealing my face at 100,000 subscribers. And everyone would be like, oh no, you revealed your face in part 7, but sorry to disappoint everyone who thought they had a sneak preview of my face. That's actually YLYL and Stephen tries. And funnily enough, I don't know if he's seen it, but Will. So a lot of you will know Will's done another Airline Freakouts series, and I'm actually going to do an entire video on that because I feel like it could make a good video.
I agree.
But in his videos, he actually says that he's been watching some Airline Freakouts series, like compilations, and I'm the only one on YouTube that does that. So
where has he got them from?
So he's obviously seen these. Didn't fancy shouting me out. Fair enough, Will. But he must have been watching these, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his own face pops up, and he laughs, reacts to the video. Must have been so strange for him.
Oh, no, really, you can't get on that flight. Oh no! Oh Christ! All right. Oh, calm down, calm down.
Michelle Salinger has arrived 15 minutes late for the morning flight to Barcelona.
I'm interviewing a whole load of teachers
What are they on the next
at a college, and then I'm going to a university to interview teachers as well. And I let them down last time because of the September 11th thing. They were all set up for me to see them, and I let them down at the last minute. And I can't let these guys down. They've given up their time for me. They've rescheduled all their classes for me.
Okay, so here's another question. Quite a lot of people come up with sob stories, sad stories about why they're late, why they have to get on the flight. Does it ever work?
No.
Has there ever been a time when you've been like,
I have to
that
say,
story is so sad, I'm going to have to let you on?
For me, probably, more than others, because you've got an option here, right, to try and ring through to dispatch.
Okay.
To see, plead with them to help. And there were times if it was something really bad, and I'd used to feel really sorry for them and try to help them.
Really?
Yeah.
So what kind of things were there?
It's like
what kind of things actually happened where you were like, yeah, okay, you can
if it was one of their relatives that was in hospital and they were trying to get back to them, stuff like that. I used to empathise, but there was just some ridiculous things. Like I think the cat lady, we call her now. I think she was doing some kind of college talk
right.
But yeah.
Oh, as in this?
Yeah, I forget what she was.
The squeaky mouse lady.
Squeaky mouse lady. She was doing something with the college.
Yeah.
So, but I think it looked like they tried for her as well. So
yeah.
But I confess as well, there were times when you just knew that it was an excuse.
Yeah.
There were times when I used to pretend to pick up the phone.
No way.
And talk to dispatch.
I wonder if that's ever happened whilst we've been watching this and thinking that you're on the phone to dispatch.
Probably.
No way, really? That's so funny.
Right, that's the secret.
Can you tell us which one?
It would have
you
been
not know
a few
off the
of
top of
them.
your
Off
head?
the top of my head, but yeah, I did
Ooh,
see
I wonder if
quite
anyone's ever
often.
noticed and been like, I don't think he's on the phone.
But it
turning up.
used to sometimes kind of, soften the...
Yeah.
Because they just want you
Soften
to
the-
do something.
Yeah, so you're
Talk
like,
to
yeah,
someone.
so you're like, oh, at least I tried.
Yeah,
kind
hold
of
on a
thing.
minute.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the phone and then it kind of rings.
Yeah, exactly. Someone
Sorry,
starts
wrong
ringing
one.
and you're like, oh, I wasn't on the phone. Oh, God. Right, that is unfortunately all we have time for today, so thank you very much for watching, and make sure you're subscribed for part 2, where me and Leo are going to be reading some mean comments, reacting to your assumptions about us, and answering some questions. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ArthurTV to stay updated and get involved in future videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on part 2.
Alright mate, cheers. Bye. Okay. You must have noticed little things that I've said as well that I'm ready for you to take the shit.
Like that. Okay, bye.